Hey gang, I'm Paul with Stud Pack. Welcome back to our channel. Me and the boys, we've been away. We haven't been away playing, we went away to work. We worked really hard. And if you've been paying attention to all the socials, you know where we went. If you haven't been paying attention, you're just gonna have to wait for the videos. Super excited about those, and it was possibly the largest construction collab in YouTube history. Like I said, really excited to show you those videos, but today we're back in Texas, and we're really excited about this. Our flooring arrived this morning. Let's head upstairs and make a game plan because we're gonna install it today. But before we get a game plan going, you know we read all the comments, and so many of you are concerned about the security of the lot and our tools. So we're happy to tell you about the sponsor of today's video, Reolink. Reolink has a ton of different cameras, whatever you need for your situation. We're gonna be installing their Argus 4 Pro right up here on the fascia. The Argus 4 Pro is designed for hassle-free installation, and it works indoors or outdoors. We're putting it outdoors, and I put a drop cloth down to catch the screw that I know I'm gonna drop. We got the bracket mounted. Now it's time to install the camera. There it is. Look how sleek and modern that looks. It's gonna integrate with any kind of architecture. It's never gonna look out of place. Let's get this thing mounted on the wall. And this little guy right here, it's battery and solar powered, and it's Wi-Fi, so there's no complicated wiring. All I gotta do is mount it to the bracket, and that part of the installation's all done. Look how simple that was. There's the Reolink solar panel. It already comes pre-wired. Let's put it on this bracket I just installed and take advantage of this brutal Texas sun. How easy was that, Jordan? Now that little camera has dual 4mm lenses and a 180-degree field of view, giving you great coverage and reducing the blind spots. Now we screwed ours to the house, but you don't have to do that. It comes with a ton of different mounting options. You can strap it to a pole, a tree, whatever you want, and whatever is most convenient for you. All right guys, since the camera was so easy, we decided to go ahead and put the doorbell in as well. Jordan at Stud Pack?
Oh yeah, that's me, dude. Just leave it at the front door, and hey, you're looking really fit.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, man, I try really hard. I'll put your package right here by the door. Enjoy your weekend. All we had to do was download the app, scan the QR code in the app with this camera, and it connected to the Wi-Fi instantly. And it has a built-in motion sensor, so it'll record and notify you whoever is at your door, even if they don't press the button. That's fantastic, guys. Now that the Stud Pack security system is all installed, let's get back to work. All right, guys, up here on the second floor, walking on this Advantech. Do you guys remember how long ago it was that we put this in? It was like 10, 12 months ago, almost a year, and we started right over here with this corner sheet. Me and Jordan's little brother were downstairs in the 114-degree summer heat, sweating, lifting those sheets up to the second floor. Jordan and Rad were up here pulling them up and placing them. Then, once they were up here, we had to get down on our hands and knees and screw them to our framing with a little baby impact gun. Once we got done with this first sheet, we realized there's no way. We're gonna destroy the tool, and we're gonna destroy our bodies by screwing down every sheet by hand. So we went to the store, grabbed that big quick drive tool, put them down really quickly, and we finished the whole floor in a matter of a day and a half. Here we are a year later, and we're about to cover it up, but it's taken a little bit of a beating. Even though we covered it, it's got glue on it, it's got drywall compound, it's got thin set, and we kind of want to remove all that before we put the floor down. And it's even got a little raised areas at some of these seams where they got like super wet. Let's grab the sander and get started. Dang, this thing is heavy. You got it, Red? Jeez. Oh my gosh. Whew, these little sanders are a lot heavier than they look. Guys, before you laugh and click off the video, let me explain myself. This apartment up here, it's like 600 square feet. We scoured the Houston area for a walk-behind floor sander. Not the drum type, but the disc type. Couldn't find one. Well, we did find one an hour away. So by the time I go get it, deal with it, come back, learn how to use it, go back to return it, come back, over 4 hours of my time gone over a floor sander. Little apartment, little sander, I can knock it out with this in about an hour. Got my knee pads on, Rad's got a whole box. Hey, where's that box? Whoa. Bought 25 pads. We're gonna give this floor a quick sanding, connect it to the vacuum so we don't make a mess in Jordan's apartment, collect all the dust. Let's get going. Check this out, look what I found. A screw. How's that little screw gone unnoticed for over a year right there in the corner? Man, it's crazy. Another good reason to do this, huh? Kind of stripped.
It's fine.
All right, cool. right, guys, all sanded, all swept, all vacuumed, and it took like 40 minutes, right, guys? We'd still be driving down to Houston picking up that machine, and we even saved ourselves the rental fee. It's time to start putting down the flooring. What are we gonna use? Got a couple of boxes right here for you. LX Housings is the manufacturer. It's their Prestige XL H floor, and we got this from Antelmo. You remember Antelmo? He's the guy, one of our early viewers and subscribers that got us the porcelain for the shower. And Telmo wanted to continue to bless us and support the project, so he gave Jordan an awesome price on the product. Now see this right here, SPC. I've used this type of product before. That's a stone polymer composite. There's no wood in it. No wood means it doesn't have to acclimate, and we do not need a vapor barrier. It's in the manufacturer's specs. I'm saying all that because we always get a lot of comments. Dude, you forgot this, you forgot that. Those two things we do not need. Don't even need foam because the bottom has it on it. How cool is that? And the color we chose is blonde oak. That was based on our poll on Instagram. Don't forget to follow us over there at StudPackOfficial. And please subscribe to this channel if you're not a subscriber already. Jordan went with the blonde oak instead of the vanilla oak because the vanilla just had a little bit more gray in it. So the blonde oak, that's what it's gonna be. Let's start our layout, and we're gonna start it right over here by the front 3 windows. All right, guys, very first thing we always do when we're installing a floor like this is we unpack a couple of boxes and spread them out on the floor like this, and we take a look at it. And what are we looking for? We're looking for patterns. This wood grain you see, it's a picture that is printed on this piece of material. And this is a picture, and this is a picture. Now, they don't have thousands of pictures and make them all different. They only have a few. When we did Rad's house, we found 8 pictures. And one of the houses we did, there were only 4. Why do I always do that? There were only 4. So it's easy to get into a pattern sometimes when you only have 4 pictures of a piece of wood. What am I talking about? Come on down here on the floor and let me show you. These 2 pieces right here, this detail is exactly the same as this detail. But you can see it's shifted on the piece of wood. So if you line the ends up, it breaks up the pattern, but what they also did is they reversed it. See, the tongue's on this side, but the groove's on that side on that one. So if I were to flip this one, it makes it even harder to establish a pattern. So even though these 2 are the same, when I flip it, it looks different. And that's cool. It's gonna make it better for us and easier for us to do this installation without subconsciously creating a pattern. And you'll notice we have 4 of them all clicked together, and that's so we can grab our tape, take a measurement, from there to here, 36 inches. What? I thought this stuff was metric. We went through all that on the IKEA stuff. So many imperial measurements and metric, but 36 makes it super easy for us to do our layout. Rad, if you can grab that, head over to the street side of the building. We'll do our layout. What we don't want, guys, just like tile, anything else, we don't want a sliver over here. So if 4 planks put together is 36 inches, then each one must be 9, because 9 times 4 is 36. So we're gonna put the tape down there, pull our layout. All right, we're doing our layout so we know multiples of 3, right? So 21 feet, multiple of 3, getting close to the slider, 9 inches wide. So we're at 261 on our next course, 270 on the next one, 279, look at that. That 288 would be a full board, so just a little trim there. I say we go for it. Just start with a full course and end with almost a full course.
Love it.
Love it. Let's get started. All right, guys, first piece of flooring, there we go, on top of the first piece of Advantech. But the instructions say, start on the longest wall, start on the left-hand piece, and work your way to the right, just like you're reading a book. So I cut these 1/4-inch shims. We got them screwed in place. I got these 1/4-inch shims, just made them out of some plywood, got them screwed in place with a drywall screw per manufacturer's recommendations to have an expansion gap there. Easily removable once we're done. And we can put our flush baseboard in right there. Let's fly, man. This is gonna go really fast. All right, first row down. Another great thing about this flooring system, score and snap, baby. No trips to the saw. Ooh.
Nice.
Do I still got it or what? And now this is our starter for down there.
Beautiful cut.
0 waste. Here you go, Hammerman.
Neat.
Whoa. Hey. Wow, easy. Easy on like glue, guys. Stuff's nice. This thing sits together really well. All right, guys, it is 102 outside, and it's pretty warm in here. Our AC, our temporary AC, accidentally got unplugged last night. Hey, cut that out. And so it's bearable in here, but it's not good. As you can see, I'm just soaked, and the sweat is just dripping off of us onto the new floor. A lot of you watch out for my health. Really appreciate that. So I am wearing integral knee pads on my pants. See that? So I'm not hurting there. It's just hard work. Not hard work, it's pretty easy. We got like a quarter done. I'd say more than a quarter. We're gonna keep going because if we stop, we're stopping for the day. So let's keep going. All right, guys, a couple of pro tips here. What did you think? We're gonna tell you all our secrets at the beginning of the video. Rad's got your first pro tip.
All right, so we learned start on the inside corner to the outside. It makes a way more flush end product here. So make sure to beat it all in. It's perfect.
So you don't want to start there?
No, you want to start at this little inside corner and work your way out.
And I'm doing our very first notcher, not using a tape measure, holding it in position, making a mark, holding it in position the other way, making a mark, and putting an X on the material I have to remove. Because in this heat, by the time I get downstairs, I'll remove the other side.
I'm not even doing it for the shot. I'm doing it for the breeze. Check this out.
Stand right under there.
Oh, yeah. Now I got you.
Like that. Thanks, Jordan.
I got you guys.
All right, guys, back at the site, very next day. Almost done with this floor. We're gonna knock out this section in probably less than 2 hours. Let's get started. All right, guys, as we started on the long wall behind Jordan, we kind of got a sense of what our starters needed to be so that our end pieces were bigger than 6 inches, the manufacturer's recommendation for the shortest piece. So check this out. We were just about to cut a piece here, and I said, let's pull the tape and see where we're at. So I was about right here. Remember, each piece is 5 feet long. And where you at, Rad?
We're at 15 feet and 4.5.
All right, so we'd have had a 4.5-inch piece on the other end. So we're just gonna move this to accommodate that for our starter piece somewhere like right there. You good on that one, Rad? Oh, a little more. Okay, I think I'm gonna come over here. Right there. I know I'm good now. Yeah. Make the cut. Just a little like tile layout, anything. You just wanna measure so you don't end up with a small piece on the end. And if you were paying attention, like you should be, I was just about to cut off the wrong end. This is the piece I want, so I've got to save this side. So I'm going to measure 44.5, and I'll cut off the left-hand side. We have never made that mistake ever, right? All right, dude, going into the staircase, got a little notcher around the door. What, and then 4 more rows? It's going fast. Love it. All right, guys, another pro tip for you. In any flooring installation, whether the manufacturer tells you you need to or not, we always give the edge of the board just a little tap. Now, I've set this one up for you. See how it's up off the floor here? And we have a tiny little crack right here. And as it gets closer to me, it gets smaller and smaller. But as soon as I give that little tap, you're going to see this fall. See that? A little more towards Jordan. There we go. So it's crucial that you tap it. It's going to take your flooring installation from an A- to an A+. Crucial in our opinion. And this is what you're going to get from the home center. Something like these. And that's what we've used in our previous flooring installations. And it came out okay, but we've always bent this thing, and this one's pretty small, and you have to hit it with a hammer, another tool. So one of the channels that I watch when I want to know how to do flooring is So That's How You Do That on YouTube. Joe does a great job, and he has his own couple of tools. This is his plank hammer, and this is the plank puller. Now look at those in comparison to the little baby ones you get from the home center. So well worth it in our opinion, and this hammer, this plank hammer, has enough weight where I pivot and I tap. I don't need an extra hammer, and this thing works awesome. We haven't used this yet, but we're gonna use it on the end here, and look how beefy that is. You have a place you can strike it here with your hammer, and it's gonna pull. It's got cork on the bottom. Not sponsored by Joe, but if you want to check them out, so that's how you do that.com. We'll put a link in the description. Awesome job on the design of these tools, Joe. Let's finish this floor. Woo! All right, gang, last row. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna go downstairs and cut 4 pieces. Remember, they're 5 feet long each. We need 4 at 7.5 inches wide, and we need 1 at 7 1/4. I assume it's for the stairway, Jordan?
Landing, yep.
Perfect. So that tells me our layout started parallel, we're ending parallel. So our building is parallel. Good news. Let's head downstairs, cut some vinyl. All right, guys, time for the plank puller. Remember, it's got this cork on the bottom to protect this finished floor. And I'm a little high over here. It's not fully engaged. I could probably just do this, huh? Yeah, that's all it needed, but the thing has so much mass. Pull it or strike it with a hammer. I'm just gonna do the whole thing just to make sure we're fully engaged.
That's a nice tool.
That is really nice. All right, guys, last piece. What do y'all think?
Looks perfect.
Time for a break? We'll put it in first. Man, did you guys ever think we were gonna get here? Putting in flooring. Can't quite get my hammer there, so I'm using this block. Tapping the block. Perfectly setting that edge. Yeah, nice job. Woo, woo, woo. Gang, the Stud Pack Dream Garage floor is all done. It looks fantastic. Now, it took us almost a day, about half a day yesterday, and only a couple hours this morning. That's because we had to film it and all that other stuff, so it did slow us down. But it's done, and that's the key part. Now, we did post a video a couple of weeks ago about our reglet base, and that video was mostly about how to get to this point and prepare yourself to put in the baseboard, which is the simplest part. And we got roasted in the comments because we didn't show the finished product. So we cut a piece of baseboard for you, and that is what it's gonna look like. Of course, all this is gonna be painted the same, and it looks great. So our process is gonna be install the baseboard next, then we're gonna put on our door casing around this door, and then we got a few little special circumstances we have to deal with. So we went with a thinner flooring product than we originally planned for. We were thinking something more like on the 3/4 inch thickness scale. But we went with the thinner product because number one, Antelmo gave us a killer price on it, couldn't pass that up, especially here at the end of the project where every little dollar matters. And number two, the installation was really quick and it's finished. We don't have to coat it with a sealer, polyurethane, nothing like that. But we do have a couple areas we have to think about now that we went with a thinner product. Number one, it's gonna be right here at the slider. This one's pretty easy to take care of. We want our expansion gap, but we have to cover that up. That's probably our easiest of the 3 challenges. Then we got over here at the bathroom door, we have our tile on top of our heating membrane on top of our self-leveler. So we got a little rise here we got to take care of.
It's huge.
It is huge. And then we have our transition at the stairway when we take our first step. So make sure you stay tuned. We're going to show you how we deal with each of those transition areas. But for right now, we're going to head downstairs, set up the saw stop, cut, sand, paint all our baseboard. Let's get started. We're going to jump right into installing our baseboard. Very first step is to rip 6 16-foot boards. We put our scaffolding out there, kind of a makeshift outfeed table. Got our bow fence set up with our feather boards. Let's rip these boards. All right, got all our boards ripped. Now we're putting on our tapered sanding disc. Gonna change the angle of the blade, swap our fence, sand those edges, and get them painted. The next day, primer's dry, of course, so we're going to give them one coat of our finish color. Then once we install it, fill the nail holes, we just got to give it one more coat because we don't want to be up in that finish room with too much painting going on. Give them a quick sanding first, all ready for some paint. All right, guys, big moment here at the Stud Pack Dream Garage. We're covering up more of our framing. Once the baseboard is down, the only framing we're gonna see are our jacks and our header and the 2 doorways. Super excited about that. Here's our baseboard going down. Jordan and Rad have marked on the floor with a piece of blue tape where all the studs are. So I'd be sure to hit them with a nail. We're using a what size nail, guys? 16, 2 in each. Oh, how's that look?
Whoa!
That's awesome. All right, guys, got a little gap right here. Number of ways to fix that. I could cut this at an angle, but I don't want to do that. Here's a cool trick. We're going to use these deck screws, left-hand threads, right-hand threads. When I screw this in, I'm going to do that first, and then when I back it out, these threads are going to pull the baseboard out in my direction at the bottom. A little pre-drill first, way back here, so that, of course, the corner piece hides it, no patching. Check this out. It's going to pull it out. I'm in reverse. See that? You see it move? A little more, huh? There we go. Pretty cool trick, put in your tool bag.
All right, great trick, Dad, but what happens if you're like normal guys doing a project like this? You don't have special screws with reverse threads and normal threads and 2 different drills with a case full of drill bits and all these special tactics. What happens if you just got a nail gun and some grit, okay? Here's what we're gonna do. We're just gonna take the 2 corners, get them dialed before we nail the piece up. And then we're just gonna slide the whole thing in. Go ahead, Red.
That way we don't have to worry about it not being lined up right there. Boom.
Boom. And
All
that
right.
corner might even look better than your corner.
All right, you got me, you got me. But that only works if those 2 pieces are separate. We had this one nailed already, so.
Facts.
I love pre-assembling base, so y'all keep working on that. I'm gonna be the cut man, and I'm working on the miter, so they look nice and sharp.
Cool.
You ready? All right, we got all the baseboard in, all our reglet base. Now we're gonna put the toe kick under the cabinets to finish it off. Just slide in these little clamps, line them up with the feet, snap it on. See that? Whew. Man, that was like the easiest toe kick I've ever installed. I didn't think installing that piece of toe kick would make a big difference, but it made just as big a difference putting that in as it did all the baseboard. And guys, Stud Pack Dream Garage Apartment is finally looking like a finished room. And we're really excited. We're in that point of the project though, we're doing little things, but we've got some big stuff coming up. We got the kitchen counter next week. We have an awesome sink that's downstairs. I've never seen one like it. Can't wait to show it to you. We also have some incredible window coverings showing up. Never seen anything like those before. We got a couple of doors to put in, a shower glass, hang the toilet, a couple of faucets, air conditioner. We are almost ready to call for our CO, our certificate of occupancy. Super excited about that. Guys, get a plank hammer, tap your like button, make sure it's perfect, smash it for us. Please subscribe to our channel if you're not a subscriber already. Check us out over on Instagram at StudPack Official, and we'll see you right back here on our very next StudPack video.